Hello, everybody. Oh,
yeah, I know. I knew it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool. So there was one last thing we were going to talk about on the series of Chiastic of Torah about the book of Numbers.
Yes.
So I just want to touch on that a little bit with Johnny and with you guys.
Oh, yeah.
So Exodus is the mirror image. Oh, wow.
I know.
Of Numbers. Exodus and Numbers are on the opposite.
Exodus and Numbers
on
opposite.
The chiasm, right? They're both B and
Sure,
C
sure.
prime. And so in Exodus, we see Moses has dominion over the Israelites with his rod. That's his like symbol of power and authority, and he does signs with it. And then it's the rod that he uses to hit the rock that apparently, and I'm sure among other reasons, like Johnny can talk about that, that contribute to his not allowing to go into the promised land.
Right.
So, but there's an interesting thing with the rod that's foreshadowed in the book of Exodus as opposed to book of Numbers. When I cannot remember the chapter, but he gathers his wife and his child or children to go back to Egypt from Midian. And he puts his wife and his child on a donkey. And they set off, and then he takes his rod. And then right after that, it said Yah grabbed him, and then he was going to kill Moses. And then Zipporah, his wife, circumcised his son, says, "You're a husband of blood to me." And it's kind of a mysterious thing why Yah was going to kill him. It appears that he didn't circumcise his son, he forgot to, or something like this. But what happens right before that is that he takes his rod. And the word for takes is the same word that's used, we mentioned before, for Eve taking the fruit, or for Sarah taking Hagar.
Oh.
So there's an interesting thing there, and Moses takes this rod, perhaps implying some form, and I don't want to say it's idolatry, but there's some similar thing going on there where maybe he uses the rod for the sake of the rod instead of for the reason it was given to him. And we see that that's what happens on the other side. So it's like a little foreshadowing. It's by the rod that he's threatened and forgets to circumcise his son, because it's the rod that's the reason he's going to bring the Israelites out of them. And guess what? When his wife circumcises her son and says, "To me, you're a husband of blood," those two things, circumcision and blood, are the requirements for partaking in the Passover, which is ultimately going to be what Moses does to bring them out of Egypt.
Right.
At that time. So it's interesting that those two things are mentioned.
Yeah.
And it's by his rod that Moses is given to bring the Israelites out of Egypt. It's all tied in with Passover.
Oh, yeah.
And so when he faults, it's his lack of aligning with the purpose given to him for the rod. He instead takes the rod for the sake of having the rod. And so we see in Numbers that he hits the rock instead of talking to it. And later in that story, he goes down to go through Edom. And Edom then, right after Moses hits the rock with the rod, Edomites are equipped with the swords, and they don't let the Israelites pass through. So they have to go around Edom, and then we're introduced to Balaam and Balak. And in that story, Balaam hits the donkey with his staff, or with his sword, whatever he has. And then strictly after doing that, his path gets blocked by the angel wielding a sword. Just like the Edomites were wielding a sword, the angel was wielding a fiery sword that prevented his path. And he said, "The only reason that you are still alive, that I don't kill you, is for the sake of the donkey." In other words, for the sake of the Israelites. The same reason Moses was spared. He forgot to circumcise his son. The only reason I'm letting you still live is because your wife and your son, representing the Israelites, that he's going to bring out of Egypt.
And his wife was a Midian, right?
Passover. What?
His wife was Midian?
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, deep.
Yeah. So, that's a cool parallel, too, within the chiastic structure, is that Exodus kind of foreshadows what's going to happen in Numbers.
Yeah.
With this rod thing. So, Johnny, what do you think?
Oh, I think it's great, and these chiasms are amazing, you know. Now, I wanted to find a chiasm of not giving Yah the glory, because I think that is one of the biggest things for why Moshe was not allowed in the land, because he said, "Shall me and Aaron bring water out of this rock?" You know, and that right there is not giving Yahuwah the glory. And then I forget how it says it. When Yahuwah is not allowing them, it's like, because you didn't give me all the glory or something. So it's like, you know, he's the focus is on he's doing the instead of
and that's like his rod. He's the one with the
right. And I think that's
symbolizing the same thing.
Exactly, because he mentions his rod, and it's it's like it's really the rod of the Elohim is giving him to guide his people, and that's why also Messiah he's gonna rule with a rod of iron, right, or something like that it says. So, but Messiah is Melchizedek all the way, and he proves that he's gonna rule justly. It's good, so that he's the beholder of the rod. It's just so beautiful to me. All these understandings.
One last point too.
Yeah.
That you brought up is that the Melchizedek is the completed priesthood.
Yeah.
The Levitical one is the one before that. That's the one where we see it has to uncover all work, all judgment.
Yeah.
It's revealing what all sin is worth.
Yeah.
So with Moses,
excuse me, Nazi.
So if Moses doesn't get let into Edom, Balaam doesn't get let into the hallway when blocks him, and that's to say that the Levitical priesthood, which is symbolized by the priests wielding the sword, are not going to be allowed in the path that the cherub with the flaming sword is blocking.
Yeah, right.
Guarding the tree of life.
Yep.
Those who partake in the Melchizedek priesthood will be granted the tree of life.
Hallelujah. And that partaking in the Melchizedek priesthood is having Messiah increase and I must decrease. So this is why, like, the works of the Torah we do, it's really Messiah, I think, in us. That's why when those people are like, didn't we do this in your name? And depart from me, I never knew you, you who practice lawlessness. All right. Well, that's all the time we got. God bless you.